I also have a wager that I put to the religious in these cases. And you may be interested to know that I've tried it with everyone from the guy who founded Bush's faith-based initiative, Mr. Olasky, to various Baptist pastors, a Buddhist nun, a rabbi, charismatic Catholic, various pastors on radio and television all up and down the country. Not yet an answer from them. It's simple. You have to name or cite a moral action performed or a moral statement made by a believer that could not have been made by an atheist. That's all you have to do. And it cannot be done.
Hi, Stephen here from The Harvest is Ready. I hope you all are being empowered by God. Now, this week we're going to talk about an interesting topic. It was based on a video that I saw by Mike Winger, who was been asked many times to critique a question that Mr. Hitchinson, a famous professor, I think it's Dr. Hitchins, I'm not sure, but I apologise for that. I'll put the link in the description of what his full name is. And anyway, he proposed a question that is this. Let me get it up here. I want to get it right. Name one, the question that Hitchison proposed that no Christian can answer. Name one moral thing that atheists can't do. So he's proposing that there's nothing an atheist can do that a Christian, nothing an atheist can do that a Christian can't either, or vice versa. Okay? So basically he's saying we don't need God. We can all do the right thing regardless if we have God or not. So, this seems very hard to answer. Can you think of anything? Well, let's go through first. Let's go through some details about it. What are morals? Morals are the things that guide us. Now, to an atheist and to a family who's not a theist, it's very subjective. It moves from year to year, decade to decade, what people consider a right thing to do. There are some core foundational things like murder and stuff that we know that both Christians and atheists can agree upon that are right and wrong, but there are many things that a Christian would not agree upon and an atheist would say it's okay, right? But that's a different story. The atheists are not arguing that fact. They're saying, well, we could choose to believe what you believe even though we're atheists. Right? So that's their argument. We just live by a set of standards that are maybe different to what yours are, but we can still agree, we can still live by the same standards as Christians live. So morals guide us, direct us, and formulate the way that we think and do it in our society. Okay, so that's what morals are. Now, what about laws? How do we get our laws? Well, laws are based on the morals or the guidelines that society deems to be right and wrong. So we create a set of laws, and coincidentally, then most of them seem to be based around what the Bible teaches, but that's another point altogether. But the point is, laws are a form of morality. They show the society what is right and wrong. So there is a set of guidelines and requirements that everyone agrees upon to say that these are moral standards that we are going to live by. People who say that law is not moral, it is moral. It decides what is right and wrong. Okay, as Christians, we may not agree with some of the laws, but that's the reality, okay? That's what society has done. So how does it help Christians? How does it help Christians to answer that question? What moral thing an atheist can't do? Okay, so if morals are our guidelines, and this is as a Christian I'm talking about a perspective, and we live by a set of laws that are based on those morals, and that set of law is based from where? Where do we get our moral guidelines from? From the Word of God, from God himself, from the Bible. So does the Bible teach anything that an atheist can't do? Let's have a look at one particular verse in Matthew 22 and verse 36. So what does it say here? In Matthew 22, verse 36, a man comes up to him and asks, "Teacher, which is the great commandment in the law?" And Jesus replied, and he said unto him, "You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, and with all your soul, and with all your mind." Wow. So, what did Jesus instruct us to do? To love God above everything else. And that's the one moral thing that a Christian must do, according to his guidelines, according to the way that a Christian thinks, that an atheist cannot do. He cannot do that without giving up his own values and become a theist at least, or a Christian. Because our fundamental moral is to love God with all our heart. So, if you like these types of videos, please put a message down below. Ask me questions about some questions that are tough questions that Christians need to ask, and I'll see what I can do to solve them. I can't promise you I know everything, because just because we don't know anything doesn't mean that question is a valid question, just like Mike said as well. That's just a false dichotomy. Just because I don't know an answer doesn't mean it's wrong. But it's just like a 3-year-old child, like Mike said. He was always asking why do we do these things? Does it mean, and if I can't answer them, does it mean it's wrong? No, of course not. So please ask me questions about what you want to have answered, and I'll do some research on those. And if you like what you see on YouTube, you can like, comment, and subscribe. And on Facebook, you can like my page so you can get up to date with any things like this, because predominantly these type of messages will be on Facebook, not YouTube, though I will probably post them occasionally on here on YouTube as well. Now, I'm also going to be looking at another platform called Libri or Odyssey, and that's a shared platform which is decentralized, which means the content that we produce will not be censored. So I'm looking into that, seeing how easy it is to set up for just standard people, seeing the costs involved and stuff there, but I don't think there's too much cost involved in it. But I'll get back to you on that. But anyway, till next time, be empowered by God, and God bless. Bye-bye.